Welcome to another edition of the show. We talk Colonel football to begin. A Southland Conference opponent at home last week and now on the road against another one as the Colonels play the University of Central Arkansas Saturday. Walt Wells joins us. Walt, no way to paint last Saturday's game. 24-6 loss, and things just didn't go well, especially on the offense. As you look back at the video, what caught your eye the most where you need to improve?
Well, I think overall, and I think as you go back and look through the whole season, we haven't ran the ball the way we should. And we've been able to throw and make explosive plays in the air, and we weren't able to do that either. So that really just shut our offense completely down, gave their D-line a chance to do a lot of movement and twisting and different things up front. And we didn't handle that very well. And then when we did handle it well, we weren't able to get the ball pumped downfield like we normally do. So overall, we got beat up front on the offensive line, number one. And number two, we've got to make quicker and better decisions in getting the ball where it needs to go. And so those are things we're working on this week. We're working on trying to make sure we're comfortable with what we're calling and so that the players are comfortable with it and understand it, and making sure that we get that done this week in practice better than we did last week.
It was still a one-possession game late in the third quarter, down 8. You had to punt. They got their second partial punt block. That one popped in the air, and they returned it for a touchdown. And so, again, special teams wasn't good either.
No, our punt team, overall our special teams units were, I would say, average, which is not what you want, obviously. Our kickoff return game wasn't very good. We didn't block well at all. We didn't handle the speed they had coming down the field, and we didn't match their intensity on that. And then on our punt team, we had a couple of operation issues and alignment issues. And, we missed we had some young guys inside that didn't quite understand the new looks they were given. And it cost us. Normally we'd have Matt and TJ in there, and we didn't have them in there. And I'm not blaming it on that, but the experience of what they were giving us differently to the new guys that were in those positions, they didn't handle it as well as we needed them to handle it. And we got to do a better job of making sure they understand that and coaching them. And it's a full circle deal there on special teams. But, overall, I thought our defense played well and gave us a chance and kept us in the ball game and gave us a chance to try to win the ball game up until that moment right there. And then he started getting away from us there because we couldn't get anything generated on offense. We finally come down and we went for it a couple times and got it. And I thought, well, all right, we're down here. We got to keep going for it to get a score. And then when we didn't, and it got to the point the next time I was like, we need to get 3 to have even a chance. And then we missed the field goal. Just things like that you can't have and win tight ball games, and we've got to understand that. We've got to execute at a high level. That's on us as coaches, and that's on our players to go execute. And so we're all in this thing together. We're all responsible for the loss, and we've got to continue to improve and fight together.
Central Arkansas, a 3-week turnaround. You beat them in Richmond on a comeback after having 2 10-point leads, and you got the touchdown with 6 seconds to go. That's the time McKinney got injured. Allen played the second half. You threw 2 touchdowns to tight ends. Your slot receivers had a big day. They shut down Keon Dixon a bit. So now they've seen Allen on video. Now they know the running game. So they're going to be prepared in a different way. So I would assume the challenge is going to be a little bit different Saturday down in Conway, Arkansas.
There's no question. I mean, they're a good football team. They won the league that Stephen F. is in. So we know what type of football team we're going to go face. We're going to face a team that's probably, quite frankly, angry that they lost that game because, they go ahead with 1:21 or 1:26, whatever it was, and they got beat. So, we understand the fight we're going into. We have to make sure we've done a great job of self-scouting, which I think we have, and making sure that we do what we know we can do, and then have plays off of that on offense. On defense, we've got to continue. Against them, we've just got to make sure that we tighten our coverage up and we play with better vision, because that's what got us beat. Double moves is what hurt us a little bit in the game. And so we got to play with better vision in the back end and make sure that we do what we can to get to the quarterback and make him uncomfortable. And they're a good football team, and we understand that. We've got the 8, 9, whatever it is, hour bus ride now, and we've done that before, so that's good for we've been through all that. And there's it's like I said Saturday night, there's no excuses in football. People expect wins. And so we're going down to get victory, just like I'm sure they are. And it ought to be a great match.
All right. Good luck. Thanks for your time, Coach.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's Walt Wells, the head coach of the Colonels. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff in Conway on Saturday, Eastern Time. We'll have the coverage on radio at 100.7 FM, streamed at EKUsports.com and on the TuneIn app as well. Also coverage streamed on ESPN3. Up next, we start our discussion of EKU basketball, both on the women's and men's side. It's getting close. This is Inside EKU Sports.
At EKU, we believe education is the solution to challenging times. So, we're keeping college within your reach. This year, we're freezing tuition, dining, and housing fees, increasing financial aid for incoming students, and you can apply for free. We call it the EKU Advantage. Earn your degree on campus, online, or both. It's your choice. To learn more, visit advantage.eku.edu.
We're just about 2 weeks away from the start of the college basketball season. Fingers crossed. And Sam Williams, the head coach of the Colonels, joins us now. Coach, you have 3 returning players on your roster, 2 transfers that will be joining, and then 6 freshmen. So how are they mixing together so far in preseason?
They're mixing together very well. There's something since I've been here at EKU that I've stressed with our team is being together as a unit, and they take that on, and they're proactive with what they do. And I'm very pleased with the amount of time that they are around each other and hang out and try to get to know each other. And then most importantly for me, they're all good kids, which is important for me, and they all seem to mesh pretty well together.
We know about the returning players. Let's talk about your 2 transfers first. Give us a thumbnail on them.
Well, first is Kennedy Azubike. She is from Ohio. She sat out last year. And, one of the things I'm excited about her is she's a utility player that knows all positions 1 through 5. And she is a calming presence out there for our young kids right now. So I expect her to be able to play multiple positions on the floor. And with Jayla Johnson from a transfer from Texas State, we're still waiting to see about getting a waiver on her eligibility. But if she's able to play this year, she will by far be one of the best players on our team. Inside, outside, tremendous athletic ability, and will be a big force for us on offense.
The 6 Newcomers Freshmen, you have 3 from Italy, you have a couple of Kentucky young ladies, so you have a mixture here. Give us a thumbnail on them.
Sure. Well, first, excited about our Kentucky kids. Mara Steele, who's just from down the road, 40 minutes away in London, Kentucky. She had committed with the previous head coach, and as I got to know her, I started to understand she's all about EKU through and through, and got to know her family. She's a talented player, and I expect her to do big things this year. And then our other Kentucky kid, Kendall Wingler, she was the state's leading scorer last year at over 30 points a game. And so, she just has a knack for putting the ball in the basket, and I expect her to be a big presence on offense for us this year as well. And then we've got our 3 kids from Italy who I think can all make an impact. And then we've got other player from Georgia who we got late, Coriana Evans, who is also, just a versatile, athletic player who I expect to make a big impact as well. I have no doubt all 6 of our freshmen are going to play for us this year.
I know when you look at last year's statistics, and it was a different team, but the 2 things you would want to improve is a better shooting percentage and a better turnover margin situation. Do you think this team has it in them to do both of those?
Absolutely. We've just in practice alone, we're already have an ability to put the ball in the basket. That's, a much improved stat from last year. And then we have better ball handlers, I think. And I think we have players that can make plays not only for themselves, but for their teammates. And I think we'll have those players that we can, we call their number, where we can isolate them on offense. We have a high octane offensive package, I think. Once we can get this team, we got freshmen, how freshmen sometimes it can be a little bit of a roller coaster, but I think at the end of the day, this team is going to be a competitive team and a team you're going to enjoy watching.
Well, it all starts at Alumni Coliseum, 3 o'clock on November 25th, and you host Bellarmine, who is moving up to Division I, will be a Division I team. So a great way to start the schedule.
Oh, absolutely. And their head coach, she's an EKU women's basketball grad. And so, I've been able to develop a really good, professional relationship with her. We're going to start a 4-year contract with them. So we're excited about that. And we hope everyone can get out and watch us play.
And then 4 days after that, you go back to where you cut your teeth as an assistant at the University of Louisville. We know how good the Cards are in women's basketball. And then December 5th and 11th, back-to-back games home and then away to start the conference season against Morehead State. So it comes rushing at this team very early.
We're going to find out early on what we're made of. I just saw where Louisville, they're preseason ranked 5th in the country. As well as picked to win the ACC. So our kids are going to get a good taste of, what it's like to play at that level. And then we're looking forward to playing, starting the conference early and with our rival Morehead. We play them on the 5th and then play them again less than a week later on the 11th.
And then we go full conference beginning in just before the turn of the year with Eastern Illinois at home. Before that, you're Alabama A&M, Tennessee, Chattanooga, and a good trip to Chicago against Northwestern. So you have a schedule, it sounds like, that will really get your team ready as you get into the meat of OVC play as well.
Well, that's always important for me, to prepare our team to be ready to play in conference. I don't shy away from playing anybody. My mantra is, anytime, anywhere, in anyone. So our team we're gearing them up, we're getting them ready. And like I said, I have no doubt that we're going to be very competitive this year.
Coach, thanks for your time. We'll see you out at the Coliseum on November 25th.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, that's Sam Williams, head coach of the women. We'll turn to the men's side of things with A.W. Hamilton when we continue here on Inside EKU Sports. After all we've been through, it's hard to believe we're almost to the start of the college basketball season. About 2 weeks away, and A.W. Hamilton joins us to talk about a team I know you're really excited about, Coach. You think this could be a good team.
Yeah, no, Stotts, we're really excited about this season and look forward to getting things going in Raleigh, North Carolina on the 25th.
All right, so that is a game the day before Thanksgiving, another day after. You were an assistant under Kevin Keats for a year at North Carolina State, not playing the Wolfpack, but having 2 games there, North Florida and Charleston Southern, before you play on the road at Xavier and Upstate, home and home with Morehead State before Christmas, Tubby Smith and High Point coming to Alumni Coliseum. So before all of those games that are OVC games after Christmas, what do you want so-called preseason before conference really gets rolling?
Well, let me say this real quick, Stotts. We got some good news on the event in North Carolina at NC State. It's going to be on ESPN3, both games. So that's exciting for our fans, so they'll be able to watch those games. But listen, Stotts, we always talk about, this is an important non-conference schedule for us. We got to get ready for our league play, and we got a great schedule. I give a lot of credit to Matt Rohn. He gave me a lot of flexibility as we created this schedule. It's a very competitive schedule. And then, look, I know this is not the normal, but this is not a normal year. But, we get a chance to play Morehead State twice before Christmas. So it's going to be a different type of season, but we'll have more OVC games and, playing Morehead twice before Christmas will be exciting.
Familiar names coming back, all conference guys, and Trey King, Jamaru Brown, Rashard Cruikshank was a starter as well. And then you look down, Michael Moreno, who was your leading rebounder. Then you look down and some really powerful transfers too. So, and some young kids you brought in. So this is a good mixture. You're going to be a deep team and play a lot of small ball, I think.
Yeah, no, we've got a lot of depth. And look, we got 4 starters back from last year. And let me say this, Stotts, I'm so proud of Shad, Trey, Michael Moreno. They were recently voted team captains by their peers. So, fired up for those 3 guys. That's a big deal when you get voted team captain. Wendell Green has had a great preseason, one of our freshmen. Really excited about him. And look, a name that, sometimes we lose and not talk about enough is Kurt Lewis. He's had a tremendous preseason, Stotts. I mean, a tremendous preseason. So excited for all of our guys, though. Look, we got a competitive group. They love to play. They love to compete. And it's hard, not every coach can say this. And I know you come to a lot of practices, Stotts, and out of all the practices you've seen, we've had one bad one. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to be a great team, but these kids love to practice. So we got a really good group of guys and excited for them to get a chance to play.
So Kurt Lewis sat out last year. He's back. Then transfer in. You get Cooper Robb from the same high school you played at, Scott County, coming in from Charlotte. And then Brandon Napper, who's going through a minor knee surgery, but the West Virginia transfer will eventually be available too. So you've got a couple of good guys there, plus Shek Fay, a junior college transfer.
Yeah, no question. Cooper Robb he's been great. He can really guard. He can really make shots. He knows how to play the game. And obviously you look at his high school coach. He played for one of the greatest high school coaches to ever do it, in Billy Hicks. So, him and Michael are, a lot alike, but different positions. And then Shek Fay, Stottsy, you've been to practice. He is really shooting the ball extremely well. So excited about what he can do is stretching the defense. And we're a much improved shooting team from last year, and we have a lot more depth. Does that mean, listen, when you're listening to this, this interview, that doesn't mean we're going to win every game. We got a lot of work to do. We got to get a lot better. Where we got so many new guys, we got to create chemistry in the game. We've got great chemistry in practice. We got great chemistry off the floor, but we haven't played a game yet. And look, this is a different type of year. You don't get an exhibition game. You don't get a closed scrimmage, and those things are valuable. So what we've had to do, Stotts, is we've had to do some scrimmages with ourselves. We've done more inter-squad scrimmages this year. We're going to do another one this Saturday with referees to try to create more of a game-like situation. So, but again, we're excited to play. Look, last year we had a ton of fun in league play. These kids did an incredible job. The way they came together, the way they faced adversity and overcame adversity. They won 12 league games, second most of all time at Eastern Kentucky. Really proud of the group. So, and we got a lot of those guys back, so we're fired up for the season.
Also, Peyton Broughton back from injury, looking good in preseason. You have Cam Carmichael, who brings steady things to you. And the guy I think's really improved a lot is the guy from London, England, and Tariq Balogun. He looks a lot better, and he's going to be good depth behind Trey King.
Well, this is what I'm going to do today, Stotts. I'm going to send out a tweet today. I got a great picture of Reek dunking the basketball from practice that Foles sent to me. And just so our fans can see, look, he goes from 213 pounds. He's 249 right now. And look, I can't take any credit for that. You got to give the credit to Tyreek and then John Mike. John Mike is, look, he's an unsung hero around Eastern Kentucky, especially in our program, what he does with these student athletes' body and getting them ready to play the game. And he's absolutely changed Tariq Balogun. And you're right, Stotts, much improved, maybe our most improved player.
The thing is, I don't think we could focus on who starts this year. I mean, because you basically have 9 or 10 starters that you could turn to. I mean, those decisions, your substitution patterns, your decision of who plays and who comes out of the game, that's going to be, in some ways, a challenge for you.
It is, Stotts, but I can't wait to listen to your broadcast after the game. So, because you always help me. So, but it is going to be a challenge. It is going to be a challenge. But, that's what great teams do. They have great depth. They're competitive. They push each other, and then they're willing to sacrifice. So it doesn't matter who starts the game. And our guys understand that. Look, my starting lineup in my head has changed about 15 times throughout these practices that we've had. We've had 19 practices, and it keeps changing every day.
Do I need to give you hand signals from the other side for some of my coaching decisions? I just want to find out.
Yeah, I'll be looking for you, and I'll be looking for Doug. You guys always help me.
Coach, we're really looking forward to it. Hope everybody stays safe. We get a full season in, and this should be a good one. I wish more fans could be in the stands, but we'll follow all the rules and have some fun along the way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you, Stotts. We're excited. I love our fans. I hate that we can't have more in attendance, but I know our season ticket holders, they've renewed their tickets, most of them, and they're excited about coming. And we're excited about the season. We're going to do, like we always do, Stotts. We're going to represent the university. We're going to play as hard as we can play every night. It's going to be exciting, and we're going to have some fun.
All right, thanks, Coach. A.W. Hamilton, the coach of the Curdles. It all begins November 25th, college basketball. And that does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. Like and follow Curdle Athletics by going to all of these social media pages. Until next time, so long, and as always, go Big E.